taking the field against the Georgian Bay Giants. This game seems to be a real push for both these teams to get going, push them into winner's bracket for Saturday. The leadoff batter for the Georgian Bay Giants will be the third baseman, Aaron McCaw. The leadoff batter, Aaron McCaw. Pitching for the Elmira Expos, number 72, Danny Martin, will be the battery, with Travis Martin catching. Strike called by home plate umpire, Justin Van Horn. Very open stance there by McCaw. McCaw getting a bat on, push it down the foul, down the first base line. Infield for defense for the Elmira Expos, Tim Freeman at third base, Zach Berg at shortstop, Kevin Ward at second, and Scott Lelis at first base. Outfielders is Dave Bearclough in left, Liam LaForest in center, and Jamie Wick in right field. Ball hit right up the middle, single to start off the game for Aaron McCaw, giving the Georgian Bay Giants the leadoff batter and a runner. Troy Barfoot now at the plate. Troy's batting second in this game and playing first base. Ball inside. Barfoot thinking about bunting there. Good pitch location by Martin. Danny with the pitch and release. High out of the strike zone. 1-1 to Barfoot. Barfoot squaring, but strike called by home plate umpire Van Horn. Barfoot waving at that bunt. Didn't knock it down. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Barfoot. Imagine the small game will be taken off the play now. Ball outside by Martin. Full count here now. Ball hit back to Danny Martin over the shortstop, Zach Berg. Get the McCaw at second base. 1-6 if you're scoring back home. Fielder's choice going off to Barfoot. So again, we have a runner at first base. Barfoot now. Cole McDougall at the plate with 1 out. Danny working that inside portion of the plate right now. Trying to get McDougall to chase after that. McDougall a little late on that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball hit out the right fielder. Jamie Wick. Jamie pulls that ball in for the second out. Yards a batter now for the Georgia Bay Giants. Hayden in that number 4 hole. Two out now, runner at first base. Danny trying to stretch that plate out, but Yard reelected to go for it. Ball hit out to right field. Jamie Wick picked that ball up for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit with 1 runner left on base. Got the game rolling. Top of the 1st now in the books. With Elmira Expos now coming to the plate. Starting battery. Street. Freeman unable to get a bat on it. Fouled it off behind me here. Good hard hit ball by Freeman to the shortstop area. First hit for the Elmira Expos. Good follow through there by Freeman. Good turn of the wrist. We'll see if the Expos play a little small game here or decide to go for the big inning. Ball come right down Main Street. Barraclaw getting a bat on it. Fouled that ball off. Deciding not to play small ball. Wanted to get the big hit of the inning. Van Boekel missing high and outside. Ball popped up to the second baseman. Center fielder, right fielder's taken over. Right fielder Cole McDougall coming in a long way to get that ball, but picked up the second out of the inning. Fly out to 9 if you're scoring at home. Danny Martin now at the plate. Danny always a threat at the plate. Good power hitter, always has been. Danny not agreeing with that call. Martin in a hole now with 2 strikes. And Mocha really working the outside part. Now coming inside. Good pitch location there with 2 strikes. Danny would have got a bat on it, wouldn't have been able to have too much power with it. Ball out to the shortstop. Alex McGilvery over to first base for the 3rd out of the inning. So we have 1 inning in the books now. Both teams coming up with 1 hit, but no score. So to lead off the top of the 2nd inning for the Georgian Bay Giants, go to the shortstop, Alex McGilvery. On deck will be the catcher, Jeremy Torrey. Georgia Bay did pick up a hit back in the 1st inning. McGilvery just come off the field making a good play at shortstop. Let's see if he can carry that adrenaline over to the offensive side of the game. Good pitch location there by Dan Martin. Down on the outside corner of the plate. McGilvery hitting a hard shot in that 6.5 hole here. Well, Georgian Bay started off the first inning with a leadoff single. Started off the top of the second with a leadoff single. We'll see if they can have a more productive inning. Jeremy Torrey now at the plate. Torrey lays down a beautiful bunt. Dan Martin picks it up, sacrifice 1-4 if you're scoring at home. Georgian Bay playing a little small ball and advancing that runner. Alex McGilvery over to second base. The pitcher, Andrew Van Boekel. Now at the plate. Pitch location there by Dan Martin. Picking that outside corner of the plate. Being very careful with a runner in scoring position. Van Boekel getting a bat on it, but unable to pull the hands through. Driven out to right field. Good hard hit ball by Van Boekel. Jamie Wick going back on that ball. McGilvery scoring. Van Boekel going over third base with a triple and an RBI. The pitcher helping his old cause there. Well hit ball by Van Boekel. Drew Quinlan now at the plate, center fielder for the Georgian Bay team. Martin throwing a high pitch. Quinlan going after it for the first strike. Called down to base umpire Mike Naslick, and Mike says yes, he did swing. Quinlan didn't swing, so an 0-2 count to Quinlan. Quinlan going down on strikes with a nice pitch to the outside corner. Connor Page, the second baseman, number 9 batter for Georgian Bay. Georgian Bay wants to make sure that try to get Van Boekel across the plate. You only get so many chances in this game. Dan Martin being very careful there. Pitch there by Martin. Page not really close to that one. I think I'd stay right down there. Just above the knees. one's high and outside. We strand Van Boekel at third base. So Georgian Bay Giants score 1 run on 2 hits and lead the ball game after an inning and a half. So to lead off the bottom of the second inning for the Elmira Expos, go to the catcher, Dan Martin. Batting second will be the center fielder, Leland Forrest, and then the first baseman, Scott Lelis. Expos trying to get back that run that Giants put on the board in the top of the second. Being very careful on working that outside part. Travis Martin, but Martin laid off the ball. 1 ball to Martin. Nice pitch there by Van Boekel. Count all even now. Martin turning on that pitch, brought his hands through real quick and pulled it down the first baseline. Martin getting a ball on that pitch, fouled it off. This went third base side. Good pitch there with 2 strikes. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Martin goes down on a nice drop ball by Van Boekel. First strikeout of the game for Van Boekel. Leland Forrest now batting for the Expos. Liam, a very versatile player, can do some pitching, play some infield. This game he's playing center field. Hits the ball hard and right up the middle. Expos with their second hit of the game, first hit of this inning. Scott Lelis now at the plate. high there to Lelis. Lelis laid off. One out now. You'll bottom part of the order too, but Lelis batting 7th here. So we'll see if they decide to play some small ball or advance the runner. Yes, they did. Lelis puts it down. Van Boekel picks it up, fires over to first base for the second out of the inning. Errant throw over it from the first baseman, advancing Liam LaForest over to third. Good defensive play by the pitcher, but then your first baseman makes an errant throw and advances a runner over to third base. So, but now we have 2 out. Jamie Wick now at the plate. Wick's a tough out. Always has been. Always likes to get a bat in the ball. Jamie, a newcomer to this Expos lineup this year. Wicket and the ball out to center field. Center fielder Drew Quinlan pulling it in for the third out of the inning. So with 2 complete, the Georgia Bay Giants leading by a score of 1-0. Elmira Expos no runs with 1 runner left on base. Be right back for the top of the third. Aaron McCaw, the leadoff batter. Number 1 batter for Georgia Bay Giants, and also number 1 batter here in the top of the 3rd inning. Aaron got on by a single right up the middle last time. Wants to duplicate that effort. Good pitch there by Dan Martin. Low and out, just outside corner of the plate. Would, if he got a bat on, wouldn't be doing much with it. Dan Martin up now, 0-2 count. Great pitch again, feeding that outside corner. Nice drop there. And another drop. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts there by Dan Martin. Dan's starting to find his groove now. Troy Barfitt out the plate. Troy got to first base with a fielder's choice and stranded there back in the 1st inning. Nice pitch there by Dan Martin. Good eye there by Barfoot at the plate. Barfoot pops it up to the 3rd baseline, but catching the side of the fence on the 3rd baseline. balls, 1 strike to Troy Barfoot. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Counts all even now, 2-2. Both pitchers doing a good job in the outside corners. Barfoot hitting the ball up in the center field. Liam LaForest pulls it in for the 2nd out of the inning. Breaks up that run by Dan Martin with 3 strikeouts, but Expos picking up the 2nd out of the inning. Cole McDougall now at the plate. McDougall getting a bat on it. Liam LaForest going a long way, but pulled that ball in. That fence is deep out there on that field. Probably 250, but LaForest right at that fence line for the 3rd out of the inning. 2 consecutive outs by LaForest. Georgian Bay goes down on strikes. Sorry, 3 outs. Elmira Expos. Kevin Ward will be the leadoff batter, the number 9 batter for the Expos. Expos down a run right now. We're after 2.5 innings. Love to get that number 9 batter on there. Set up that top part of the order. A local Mitchell boy here. Played against Kevin and his brothers back in the days against the Mitchell Mets. Ward getting a bat on the ball, go behind me. Fouled off. I won't be diving for any balls. Ward hitting that ball a long way. Left fielder 80 in yard, picking up Ward's fly ball for the 1st out of the inning here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. In case I forgot to introduce myself, my name is Joe Todd from the ISC network. We'll be calling as many games as we can this weekend as staff and broadcasters allow. Zach Berg now batting for the Expos, leadoff batter for the Expos today. Berg popped up the shortstop back in the 1st inning. Berg gets the ball down the 1st baseline. Troy Barfoot picking it up for the easy 3 scoring back home. Just a 3 in your book? Tim Freeman hit the ball hard back in that first inning, right between third base and shortstop. He'd love to duplicate that big hit and get a runner on base, start a rally here with 2 out. Good pitch by Van Boekel on the inside corner of the plate. Freeman fouling that ball off now in a big hole. 0-2. Van Boekel's done a good job staying ahead of the count, not getting himself in trouble. And Freeman going down on strikes. Good quick inning there for the Elmira Expos and the Georgian Bay Giants, but after 3 innings, the scores, the Georgian Bay Giants 1 run and the Elmira Expos no score. We'll be back with the top of the 4th in a few seconds. So as we go into the top of the 4th inning for the Georgian Bay Giants, the leadoff batter will be the number 4 batter, the left fielder, Adian Yard. Adian hit the ball the opposite way last time down to the right fielder, Jimmy Wick, so we'll see if he stays going that way. Maybe he took an outside pitch, you never know. Pitch low there by Martin. Ball hit hard, right up the middle. Just Danny Martin just getting out of the way of that ball. Good hands there by Yard. Good turn. Pulling the ball right up the middle. Alex McGilvery, shortstop. He scored back in the 2nd inning. Had a single and scored. The only run of the game so far. McGilvery asked a bunt by the coaching staff. Didn't get the bunt sign this time, but got a strike sign by home plate umpire Justin Van Horn. So we are in the hole, 0-2 to McGilvery. Good pitch selection there by Dan. McGilvery chased that second last pitch. Hoping McGilvery was going to go for it, but McGilvery laid off. Martin working a 2-2 count now. Good hard hit ball there by McGilvery, going right down the first baseline, advancing Aiden Yard over to third base. McGilvery taking that ball, and Scott Lelis just didn't have a chance. Good hard shot coming off that line. Even with Lelis with her and that right-hander defensively, still not able to get that bat on the glove on the ball. It's a new defensive delay rule this year, starting by the ISC, that there can only have one pitching defensive conference at the pitcher's mound or any position during one inning. So Elmira Expos just spent that defensive time. They won't be able to use it later on. If they do, it'll be a ball against the batter. McGilvery stealing second base. Two runners now in scoring position and no one out. George and Bay really setting themselves up here for a big inning. Jeremy Torrey, the catcher. Jeremy laid down a bunt last time. Dan Martin made a great fielding play on it. But now he's in an RBI situation, so he wants to drive in those runs. Expos looking to play some real good defense, get some top-notch pitching by Danny Martin with these runners in scoring position. Ball hit out to the second baseman. They're bringing the ball to the second home plate, and Aiden Yard called out at the plate. A great play there by the second baseman, Kevin Ward, to bring that home, and a good play at the plate by Travis Martin for the first out of the inning. If you're scoring at home, it's a 4-2 with a fielder's choice going off to Jeremy Torrey. Runners on the corners here now. McGilvery advancing over to third base. Torrey at first base. Andrew Van Boekel crushed the ball last time. Real hard hit ball down the right field line. We'll see if he goes that way again. Pitcher would love to pick up some more runners for him. Again, Van Boekel goes down that line. Defensively, that right side of the field is going to have to be sharp for the Expos. Kevin Ward, Scott Lelis, Jamie Wick. Good pitch there by Dan Martin. Drop just fell off the table. Good pitch there by Dan. 2 strikes. Just a little bit of a waste pitch. Seeing if he could talk Van Boekel into going for it, but he laid off. Good job by Van Boekel to protect that plate with 2 strikes. Get a bat on the ball. Good hit there by Van Boekel. Driving in McGilvery at third base, advancing Torrey over to third base, and Van Boekel with his second RBI of the game, second hit of the game. Pitcher helping his own cause. Drew Quinlan now at the plate. Quinlan struck out swinging last time, back in the second. Danny Martin beat him on drop balls last time. Now Danny's coming back with more drop balls. Good plays there by the catcher and the pitcher, remembering what they put him down with in the second inning. Quinlan, a big boy at the plate. One ball and one strike to Quinlan. Georgian Bay would love this bottom part of the order to pick up those runs. Ball hit out to right field. Texas Leaguer, but is going to score a run. Quinlan picks up his first hit of the game and the fourth hit of this inning. Georgian Bay really swinging the bats hard tonight. That's the seventh hit so far in the fourth inning. Connor Page now at the plate, second baseman for the Georgian Bay Giants. Page got called out on strikes back in the second. Runners on first and second this situation. This Georgian Bay team's doing a good job at the plate. Very aggressive, swinging the bats. Connor Page going down with a big cut there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Home plate umpire Justin Van Horn from the Chatham area. Mike Naslick from the, I think he's St. Catharines or Ancaster area. Out on the bases. That's your blue crew for tonight. Two balls, 2 strikes now. Dan Martin would like to quiet this inning. Page getting a bat on the ball. Georgian Bay's picked up 2 runs so far this inning on 4 hits. Quinlan, or Page, the number 9 batter. Page goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And Martin's 4th strikeout of the game. We go back up to the top of the order to the third baseman, Aaron McCaw. Aaron's 1 for 2 so far. Single back in the first inning, but got called out on second and had a strikeout back in the third inning. McCaw gets a bat in the ball over to third base. No play there by. Real slow bouncer there by Tim Freeman. Had no play at first base, so give Aaron McCaw a single. Bases are loaded now. Van Boekel's at third, Quinlan's at second, and Aaron McCaw's over at first. Troy Barfoot now in a big RBI situation. Troy looking for his first hit. Barfoot getting a bat on the ball, going over to the third baseline and not a play. Barfoot had a fielder's choice back in the first inning and flew out to the center fielder. Liam LaForest back in the third inning. Big chance to break this game open here in this situation for Georgian Bay. Expos wanting to silence this bat of Barfoot, keep this game in control. It's only 3-0 right now, but a big hit here will certainly make a difference. Bat on the ball over to third base, Tim Freeman for the third out of the inning. But the Georgian Bay Giants scored 2 more runs on 5 hits, and left the bases loaded. So after 3.5 innings, the Georgian Bay Giants lead by a score of 3-0 over the Elmira Expos. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth. So the Elmira Expos have to get back on the offensive side. They had 2 hits so far, but haven't picked up a run yet. Georgian Bay scoring 2 big runs that last inning. Expos have to put a notch on that scoreboard. Don't want to get too far down, make it too much of a mountain to climb later on in the game. Dave Barraclough, the leadoff batter for the Expos. Left fielder for the Expos tonight. He flew out to right field back in the first inning. Ball popped up the shortstop to McGilvery for the first out of the inning. Van Bokel's doing a good job containing the bats of the Expos. Not afraid to come down the plate. Wants to get ahead in the count. Wants to be in charge. Forcing the Expos to make a few bad swings. Ball there by Danny Martin, laced out to right field. Good play there by Yard to pick up that ball. The third hit of the game for the Expos. Dan Martin's first hit of the game. Travis Martin now at the plate. Travis struck out on a rise ball back in the third inning. Ball popped up. Good play there by Troy Barfoot, pulling in the second out of the inning. Liam LaForest now at the plate. Again, so this is a defensive play. That's 1 per inning. That rule was brought in to speed up the pace of the game. Games were taking too long to play, over the 2-hour mark, 2.5-hour mark. This should certainly speed it up. I like the play. Ball hit by Liam LaForest going the other way. Danny Martin going over to third base. Liam LaFour is taking that ball the other way. As I said, doesn't matter where you hit it. Hit it where they're not. Scott Lelis now at the plate. Scott laid down a beautiful bunt back in the second inning. Not in a bunting situation here with 2 out, runners on the corners. And Boko doing a good job just throwing that outside corner of the plate, but missed there. Lelis wants to make sure he gets his pitch this time and drive in that first run for the Expos. Great play there by second baseman Connor Page over to the Troy Barfoot for the third out of the inning. So the Expos get a couple of hits, but not able to score a run. Straying 2 more runners. We'll be back with the top of the 5th inning for the Georgian Bay Giants, leading by a score of 3-0. So Georgian Bay Giants would love to add to that 3-0 margin here in the top of the 5th inning. We're in downtown Mitchell, Ontario. This is Ketterson Park, Wellington Street. If you're trying to find the ballpark tomorrow, set her up in your GPS. It's supposed to be a beautiful day tomorrow and Sunday. See you at the ballpark. Cole McDougall, the batter for the Georgian Bay Giants, right fielder. Cole's 0 for 2. 2 pop-ups, 1 to center field and 1 to right field. Little low drop ball there. Knocked off Travis Martin's catcher's mask. Home plate umpire Justin Van Horn wants to make sure Travis is okay. They work together back there as a tandem, the catcher and the umpire. Neither one of them want to get hurt. We'll take care of you, you take care of me. Good play there by Scott Lelis over first base. Good hard hit ball by McDougall. First out of the inning for the Georgian Bay Giants. We're at the top of the 5th inning. Aiden Yard now. Aiden had a line shot out to left field back in the 4th inning. He's back up here in the 5th inning. He led off in the top of the 4th. Danny Martin's going to be really careful to Aiden Yard the way he hit the ball last inning. Yard really came through with his hands. Really quick hands there. That's what you like to see in a nice level swing. Good professional hitter will turn their wrists over to and get more power from their wrists. Good drop there by Danny Martin, putting yard down on strikes. Good quick inning here for the Elmira Expos. Not so much for the Georgian Bay Giants. Fifth strikeout there for Dan Martin. Alex McGilvery out of the plate. Alex with back-to-back singles and has scored twice. Played a good shortstop too. McGilvery driving the ball out to left field, going down the line. Fair ball going down. Good Texas leaguer there, just hit them where they're not. McGilvery on for his third hit of the game. Would have been a really good play. Jamie Wick rode a long way for that ball. Kevin Ward really tried to get surrounded, but just fell into no Bermuda Triangle there. Jeremy Torrey now. Jeremy would like to pick up that fourth run for Georgian Bay Giants. Good pitch there, good drop ball there by Martin. Georgian Bay team are a free swinging team. They love to hit the ball. Got 9 hits so far. We're in the 5th inning. Torrey goes down on strikes. Second strikeout of the inning for Dan Martin. Louis Strand, McGilvery at second base. At the end of 4.5 innings. Georgian Bay Giants lead by a score of 3-0. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th. Leadoff batter for the Elmira Expos in the bottom of the 5th will be the right fielder. Number 8 batter for the Expos, Jamie Wick. Go down to the number 9, Kevin Ward. A new third baseman for the Georgian Bay Giants, so try and get a lineup card for you. Got a new third baseman for the Georgian Bay Giants, and he's getting tested right off the bat. Of course, it meets the new guy. Good play there by Jamie Wick. Hard hit ball. Comes up with a clean double. Start off the bottom of the fifth for the Expos. New defensive player. The ball finds the new defensive player almost every time. Just like a magnet. Kevin Ward now at the plate. Kevin flew out to the left fielder back in the third inning. Expos have left 4 runners on base so far, and 2 of them have been in scoring position. You can't be leaving too many runners. You're past the halfway point in the game now. Capitalize on your situation. Ball hit out to Kevin, shortstop. McGilvery went for a backhand, but didn't play it very well. Didn't get his body in front of the ball. I'm going to give Kevin Ward a base hit with an RBI. It's a hard hit ball. Expos picking up the first run of the game. New batter for the Expos. I don't have his lineup card. Oh, this is one of the Pringle boys, I believe. I'm going to try and get a lineup card for us. Sorry, I don't have that information. First game of the tournament. We're working out the kinks here. Mitch Pringle, I'm pretty sure. Mitch Pringle, yes, I hear the bench yelling at him. He's batting for Zach Berg here. Expos want to pick up that second run. Only down a couple right now, 3-1 here as we're in the top of the fifth. Runner at second base, nobody out. Pringle getting hit by a pitch. Chance for the Expos to really make a big inning here. Zach Berg will re-enter the game now and run at first base. Tim Freeman now at the plate. Tim 1 for 2 so far. Single back in the first. Strikeout back in the third. Freeman has to bunt. Good pitch there by Van Bokel. Nice little drop ball. Freeman not catching the action. Freeman has to bunt again. Good pitch location there by Van Bokel. Kept the ball low. Outside corner of the plate. Van Bokel up now. 0-2 count. Freeman hit the ball hard between third and shortstop back in the first inning. Freeman, Van Boekel catching the outside corner of the plate. Freeman get caught looking at a third strike. The third strikeout of the game for Van Boekel, the second for Tim Freeman. Dave Barraclough now at the plate. At just the first inning, first out, for the Expos this inning. Barraclough hitting the ball right up the middle, laced it. Scoring Kevin Ward from second base. Zach Berg advancing to third. Dave Barraclough of a single with an RBI. So the Expos right back into this game with 2 runs here on 3 hits. Time has been called by the coaching staff. Van Boekel getting pulled. Pitching change there for the Georgian Bay Giants. Dakota McComb now pitching for Georgian Bay Giants. Elmira Expos finally getting on to Andrew Van Boekel, picking up 2 runs on 3 hits this inning. I'm getting too old in this game. I remember Dakota McComb's father pitching. Dakota McComb from the Owen Sound, or I know his dad was from the Owen Sound area. Dan Martin, the batter. New batter for McComb. Strike to McComb. To Martin, from McComb. Lights are on now here at Ketterson Park. Good catch in the corner there by McComb. Putting Danny Martin 1 ball and 2 strikes. Play out to McComb, picked it up, threw a ball over to first base for the second out of the inning. Good for a pitcher, a new pitcher, to get that first out. But runners advancing over to second and third respectively. Zach Berg there and Dave Barraclough at second now. Travis Martin now at the plate. Two runners in scoring position. Don't want to walk away from these kind of opportunities. Travis Martin looking for his first hit of the game. Travis 0 for 2 so far with a strikeout back in the second inning. Swinging a miss there by Travis Martin. McComb way up in the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. McComb doing a good job. Just like Van Boekel did, he tried to stay ahead in the count. Very important for a pitcher, have control of the game. Take that bat away from the batter. Ball popped up to the shortstop. Great play by McGilvery there to track that ball down. Fly out to shortstop to end the inning, but the Elmira Expos picked up 2 runs on 3 hits and left 2 runners on base. So at the end of 5 completings of play, the Georgia Bay Giants lead by a score of 3-2. We're headed to the top of the 6th. We'll be right back. Lead off the top of the 6th inning for the Georgian Bay Giants. Andrew Van Boekel is coming to the plate. Andrew's got 2 hits so far, a triple and a single with 2 RBIs. Georgia Bay Giants with 10 hits so far, 5 innings swinging. Ball well hit out to center field, around the 265 mark. Andrew Van Boekel with his 3rd hit of the game and his 2nd triple. Been that offensive spark plug for the Georgia Bay Giants. Time has been called by the coaching staff. pitching change made. What's his name? Sorry. David Watson now pitching for the Elmira Expos. Watson, a new player for the Expos this year, coming out from the Maritimes. Has a great pitching record back in Nova Scotia. And a great acquisition for the Expos this year. Has some stability, somebody to back up Dan Martin. Give the Expos that second pitcher. Always something they've been lacking. Pretty sure Watson was the top pitcher in the Nova Scotia League last year. That league has some good pitching out there. Maritime's throwing a lot of good pitchers our way. Drew Quinlan now at the plate. Quinlan 1 for 2. Drove in a run back in the 4th inning. Strikeout. Back in the 2nd. Watson unable to find the plate right off the bat right now. Him and Travis Martin have to get back on the same page. Georgian Bay Giants would like to score a couple of runs, make up those 2 runs that the Expos put on the board last inning. Good pickup there by Travis Martin. Not a way a new pitcher wants to start off the game, but a walk to Drew Quinlan by David Watson. Got a new batter in the game for the Georgian Bay Giants, number 44. See if I can pick up a name. Wild pitch there by Watson, allowing Van Boekel to score. Drew Quinlan down to second base on the same. Tough start here by Watson. Watson and Travis Martin have worked together. Watson both came up for the St. Clements tournament here in Ontario down by Kitchener a couple weekends ago. Watson really working that low part of the plate. Back-to-back walks here by Watson. Really putting yourself in a hole here. Coaches conference. AJ Moses going out and talk to David Watson, kind of get him calm down and just stay within yourself. There's nothing you haven't done before. Page has re-entered the game at first base, now running. Aaron McCaw now at the plate. Leadoff batter for the Georgia Bay Giants. Aaron 2 for 3. 2 singles. One in the first inning, one in the fourth inning. It's a good start there by Watson. Get on the right side of that umpire indicator. McCaw unable to pull the hands through. Good pitch there by Watson. Way up in the count now, 0-2. Good pitch there by Watson, sitting down McCaw for the second time, but his first strikeout of the game. Troy Barfoot now at the plate. Troy's 0 for 3 so far, looking for his first hit of the game. Georgia Bay Giants would like to tack on some runs here. Elmira Expos scored 2 last inning. Georgian Bay would like to find a same effort there, and replace those 2 runs. Watson way up in the count now. Troy Barfoot really choking up. Barfoot going down on strikes. Watson just finding his groove now. After 2 back-to-back walks, we now have 2 back-to-back strikeouts. Cole McDougall now at the plate. Cole's 0 for 3. You like that top part of the order, that 3 and 4 hole, to be some in some RBI situations, and McDougall hasn't been able to help out on the board yet. Ball going right in the middle, but a great reflex play there by Watson. Get the 3rd out of the inning. So we scored 1 run on 1 hit. So at the end of 5.5 completings of play, the Georgia Bay Giants lead by a score of 4-2, with the Elmira Expos now coming to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll be right back. So the Elmira Expos still in a hole, down by a couple runs.
Oh, does he? He's done it for a couple years now, hasn't he?
Liam LaForest Only guy in the Elmira Expos with 2 hits so far today. Liam would like to be that spark plug here in the 6th. Liam hit the bar hard right up the middle last time. Fouled it off. Liam down the third baseline. Dakota McComb is sneaky quick. Got a very slow windup, and yet the ball seems to appear. Good hit there. Liam LaForce, his third hit of the game. Liam LaForce trying to stretch it into a double, and does. Important for Expos to get going here. We're in the 6th inning. You're only going to get so many chances to score some runs. Scotty Lelis now at the plate. Scotty had a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd and ground out to the second baseman and 3rd. Lelis hopped it up over the 3rd base fence. It's important now for the Expos to score these runs. You can't leave runners in scoring position. Expos have left 6 runners in scoring on base so far in 5 innings. Three of those 6 are in scoring position. Good hard hit ball by Lelis. Driving in Liam LaForce. Lelis gonna take 3rd. Some sloppy play out there by the Giants. Expos finding a reply to that run put on the board by the Giants back in the top of the 6th. Now only down 1 run, 4-3. Bottom part of the order coming through here for the Expos. Jamie Wick now at the plate. Wick hails from the Sebringville area. Good hard hit ball. Going off the base of the fence, 8 yard. Not able to surround that ball. Wick back-to-back triples here by the Expos. Game all tied up here now. A double and 2 triples. Good offensive outburst by the Expos here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Don't want to strand these runners. Kevin Ward now at the plate. Kevin's 1 for 2. Scored a run back in the 5th inning. Another well-hit ball. center fielder able to track it down. Drew Quinlan for the first out of the game, but that's a sacrifice fly to Kevin Ward. That gives the Expos the lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Back up to the top of the order now to Zach Berg, your shortstop for the Expos today's game. Zach's 0 for 2. Ball hit out to McGilvery over to first base for the third out of the inning. Second out of the inning. I was correct the first time. I'm second guessing myself. Tim Freeman out the plate. Tim had a single back in the first and struck out, swinging in the third and looking in the fifth. Good pitch there by McComb. Nice rise ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Freeman. Nice pitch there by McComb. Freeman laying off it now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nice change up there by McComb, but unable to cross the plate. It's important if you're going to throw that change up pitch, it's got to be for a strike. Nice rise again by McComb, setting down Freeman for the 3rd time tonight. The first strikeout for McComb. But the Elmira Expos scored 3 runs on 3 hits and take the lead 5-4 as we head into the top of the 7th inning. We'll be right back. Okay, last call here for the Georgian Bay Giants. We're heading into the top of the 7th, the last inning. Last chance for Aiden Yard. Aiden has hit the ball hard twice tonight. And a ball out to the right fielder and had a hard single to center field over in the 4th inning. Went down swinging in the 5th. David Watson really struggling trying to find his strike zone tonight. Good compact swing there. Yard a little late on that pitch. Fouled it off though. Nice pitch there by Watson. Good low and right in the strike zone. Yard fouled it off. Knocked it up the shin pads of the catcher, Travis Martin. It's important Georgian Bay get that leadoff guy on. Set up that potential tying run. I believe it's 2-2. Yard hits the ball down the first base line, but foul. Watson with the pitch, down in the strike zone. Full count now to Yard. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And a leadoff walk. Credit to Yard for a good time at the plate. Alex McGilvery, the batter now for the shortstop. McGilvery, 3 for 3 so far. A double back in the 5th inning, singles back in the 4th and the 2nd. First time he's faced Watson. Nice sacrifice bunt by McGilvery. Sacrifice 3-4 back in your scorebook, but the tying run now is at second base with 80 in Yard. Advancing. Jeremy Torrey now at the plate. Jeremy catching tonight. Jeremy looking for his first hit of the game. Sacrifice, fielder's choice, and strikeout back in the 5th. David Watson needs to stay within himself now. Nice pitch there, catching the outside corner of the plate. Got to stay right there. A little bit of a high throw. Yard advancing to third base now with a wild pitch. Pitch and release by Watson, just missing off that outside corner of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now we're all even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Georgian Bay Giants looking for a way to score that run from third base. David Watson looking for a way to put Torrey on the bench, silence this inning. Pitch high of the strike zone, bobbled a bit by Travis Martin. At Yard, unable to cross the home plate, still stranded at third. I believe we're at a full count again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A walk for Jeremy Torrey. That's the fourth walk by David Watson here in 2 innings. Runners on the corners now. And Andrew Van Boekel. Andrew's had 2 triples and a single. And had 2 RBIs so far. Good play at the end of the game.
Great play.
Good play by Scott Lelis. Ground out to first base, and a good shot by Lelis to bring the ball to Travis Martin for the 3rd out of the inning. Congratulations to the Elmira Expos coming from behind to knock off the Georgian Bay Giants by a score of 5-4. For the Elmira Expos, 5 runs on 9 hits. For the Georgian Bay Giants, 4 runs on 10 hits. The Georgian Bay Giants left 8 runners on base. The winning pitcher then will be David Watson from the Elmira Expos. The losing pitcher will be Dakota McComb. We'll be signing off now and coming back to watch the 9 o'clock game. Probably be in about 15, 20 minutes probably. We'll be right back. Thank you. Bye now. Good night.
Visita la nueva innovación de softball, el sitio web donde podrás vivir los mejores torneos de América, juegos en vivo, noticias, torneos y más. Softball en vivo, donde quieras, con la mejor calidad. Regístrate y sé un miembro Premier. www.softballpremiertv.com. Vivelo.